Hey everybody, it's Missy Wolf. We're back at CMA Fest 2018. Day 4 for me, but day 1 for Lockwood Barr. How are you?
I feel like it's Monday morning for me. I'm revved up, ready to go. I've been traveling a ton this year and was just in New York this past week, so I'm happy I could make it back for a day. I
Right.
love CMA Festival, so
And I love that you're so energized and fresh.
like everyone's just like
and
day
I'm
4,
so,
like I was just on
dragging.
Broadway last night. Yeah,
Right. This whole town has a hangover, I think.
I
this
hope I don't
morning.
start like irritating people. Like everyone's gonna be like starting to wind down, and I'm like, you guys, CMAs.
But it's good though because the fans,
Yeah.
even though like it's day 4, they are still so energized. You walk out there
yeah.
outside right now, and all you hear are the voices and the
Yeah.
chatter and the. Oh gosh, they're so excited.
Yeah, well, I mean, it really is like, it never ceases to amaze me how special the CMA Festival is because Nashville is the center of the music world in so many ways, and country music is just like this giant family. And so it's for the fans and the artists alike, it almost feels like coming to a high school reunion.
Yeah.
Where you see all these like friendly faces. And I mean, there's fans that have been loyal that met me the first year at the festival that come back every year with photos of me from the first year of like, I'm so proud of how you've grown. And my
Yeah.
heart just it explodes. I'm like, you wouldn't care that much about my career
Right.
and so it's a special group, special place.
It really is. Everybody everywhere has been saying that this is like a family.
Yeah.
It's so incredible to see. And then when friends come to CMA Fest, then they bring other friends
Mm-hmm.
and other friends and relatives from out of town, and it just
Yep.
becomes this like big camp out. And people that met one year organize reunions themselves the
Oh, yeah.
following years. It's incredible to
Absolutely.
witness.
Yeah.
Have you seen the hats and the boots and the guitars being all signed?
Oh,
yet?
of course. And I have a couple that I've signed over the years
Yeah.
and stuff. And I mean, it's all part of the adventure. And I love it's a young festival in that there are people that remember the first CMA festival when it was over on the fairgrounds, when it was still called Fanfare. Like,
Yeah.
we're in Fanfare X today in that section, but when the whole thing was that.
Mm-hmm.
And they'll have memories of waiting in line to get in to see Billy Ray Cyrus. And there's a really famous old story about how when Garth Brooks got booked for Fanfare, he hadn't blown up yet. Like, he was touring, he was doing
Right.
well, but like I think his first single that year went #1 like right before Fanfare. And so he ended up, after his performance at Fanfare, staying up all through the night to sign autographs because he'd committed to it, and he was like, I'm just going to go without
Yep.
sleep because these are the people that got me here through this year. And it's, those types of stories
Yeah.
to me are just like, that's CMA.
Well, and what's great is he actually talked about that yesterday during the up close and personal
Oh,
stage.
yeah.
And he full on talked about that. And it was something that I had heard, but when you hear him explaining how it went, and then the question that Stormy Warren asked him was like, where did you go to the bathroom during that 24 hours? Did you hold it?
Like, yeah,
you
no,
know?
I mean, but that's
crazy,
one
yeah.
of those like only at CMA stories.
Yeah.
It really, I mean, that just sums it up to me. So.
I love it. I think it's great. But let's talk about your music. What do you have
Yeah.
going on right now, busy girl?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Where to start? It's been a really adventurous year for me. I've been traveling to a bunch of festivals around the country. So I was just I spent the 3 weeks in May in Florida. I played in Key West, Key Largo, Fort Myers, and Fort Lauderdale. I was in. I was in Dripping Springs, just outside of Austin, Texas, in the fall. Like, it's just been every time there's an interesting festival, I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
Right.
Let's go. And it's been really fun too because there were some people from Dripping Springs that heard I was playing in Key Largo and came to Key Largo and said, "Do you remember us from Dripping Springs? Like, we've been
Aw.
following you since." So it's been crazy. I've been living out of a suitcase for a lot of the year,
Right.
but. It's definitely gotten the creative juices flowing. So I've been doing a lot of writing on the road, and I have some new music coming out. And what better place to sort of announce it than CMA
Yes.
Fest? Because the CMA fans kind of helped me put my last record together in a lot of ways. So I just dropped the video for High Wears Off, one of my new songs, and I'm getting ready in the next couple weeks to drop it on Spotify.
Nice.
And so that's the first of a few. So it's going to be a summer of releases, and I could not be more excited.
I love that. And I want to go back to the festivals too, because you said you were living out of a suitcase. So does that mean you were really enjoying tasting all the local food in
Oh
all
my
those
gosh.
areas?
Oh my
I love food, you guys.
gosh.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, in Florida, I always compare the best coconut shrimp I'm a coconut shrimp snob, so that's my thing in
Okay.
Florida. In Austin, all the barbecue. I mean, I'm so that person, and especially like, you know, my family has a locally owned company here. Like we sell cowboy boots. And so everyone check out French's, by the way, only
Okay.
locally owned boot store downtown. But I'm such a sucker for family owned businesses too. And so I love to seek out like the local stores, like the family owned restaurants, the holes in the walls where it's like really the locals go.
Yes.
And it's just, I mean, that's always what I do with my time off. Like if I've got an hour between a show or even a morning off, I'm like, I take a survey and then have someone point me and
Yeah.
get lost.
I
So
love that. All right, because I'm a food girl, so I love that you do that.
no,
I love
the
that
culture.
You,
It's like I don't want to go to a new city to like go to Macy's or just like a
Right.
cheeseburger chain. No, like
Yeah.
I want to meet the families that make the city what it is.
And it's so great and it's inspiring because you know what, they work really, 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 really hard, and
Yeah.
you know, you should experience new things in life, and
Yeah.
you know, that's a great way to do that and support, you know, local businesses at the same time.
Totally. And I think meeting, you know, because I consider when I think about local chefs or like a local store owner, like clothing maker or something, I consider them artists in their own right.
Exactly.
And so there's always like a beautiful exchange. I mean, I remember being in Italy with my family years ago when my first record had just come out, and I was walking in one of the squares in Rome and I saw these photographs that had been treated and like the color changed and everything, and they caught my eye. Like I framed them, they're hanging in my living room to this day, and I was so moved that I started asking all the street like vendor people like, well, where's the artist? Is he in town today? Can I go meet? And I tracked him down and met him, and we ended up having this long conversation and exchange, and I gave him one of my records, and it was this whole emotional
see, that's amazing.
thing. And that's half the beauty of traveling. And so that's why I'm so excited. Like I feel like the new music that's coming out this summer is such a reflection of like all of these adventures I've been lucky
Yes.
enough to have, and what it means to come home, and just
Right.
the whole enchilada.
All right, well, where can fans find you for more of this amazing stuff?
Yeah, my website is always a good place to start, lockwoodbarr.com. And then all of my social medias are at Music by Lockwood. And so like today, for instance, I'll be doing a story of my whole day around the festival in the green room, just everything. So like, come along.
All right, and it's Lockwood Barr with 2 R's, not one, like I tried to do. If you do that, you're not going to find her. So
Well, I've
put that second R.
I've started telling people today, like, because I've had a couple people mention this to me before, but I think someday I'm going to open up a Lockwood Bar.
You should. That would, I mean, it makes sense.
I
You
already
should.
know that it would be bourbon focused, like I've got. It's just
Okay.
so.
All right. Stay tuned for more on that. Until next time, guys, we'll see you soon.